Good morning, happy Tuesday, and yeah, that's my reality recording this, but this is not your reality watching this. So good whenever, happy whenever it is for you when you're watching this, Nancy. Anyway, today's topic, let's get there. Today's topic is ruminating thoughts, right? And so at first, let me acknowledge that, man, they suck, right? Like ruminating thoughts are terrible. They keep us in icky places and they oftentimes pop in at inconvenient times, like trying to fall asleep or things like that. And they often don't bring us very much benefit. We look at them as being all negative, all bad. Ruminating thoughts are bad. They put us in these negative spaces. They keep us spiraling. They make things feel bigger than they really are. They take our focus away from the things we want to be focusing on. They are not full of happy and joyous and what might be called positive emotions, right? So we could look at them as being just totally bad with no redeeming factors. Today, I'm going to challenge that thought because the reality is, as with everything in these lovely human bodies of ours, there's a reason for everything. We might not always know what they are, but they're absolutely there. We just haven't discovered them yet. So this is the idea with ruminating thoughts, right? I want you to consider ruminating thoughts a fire alarm. Stick with me, right? So when a fire alarm goes off, we need to really look at what are the steps we take when a fire alarm goes off. Do we because remember, ruminating thoughts, fire alarm, annoying, right? Out of our control. They grind on our senses, right? They're very similar, right? Ruminating thoughts, fire alarm. So when the fire alarm goes off, we have to take a look at, like, do we immediately just put a pillow over it or take the battery out or just turn up the TV, do whatever, right? Like, we want to really check in. What do we do when a fire alarm goes off, or at least what's the healthy thing to do when a fire alarm goes off, right? And so the first thing that we do is we assess the situation. Is it a false alarm or is it a realsies fire, right? Like, do I smell smoke? Is there, are there symptoms of fire somewhere? And so notice what we do. The fire alarm is just the alarm to push us into action. Then the actions we take are up to us. Now, if we want to punish the alarm by ignoring it, taking the battery out, unplugging it, doing whatever those things are, that's fine, but that's not helping us with what the actual situation was. The situation is still going to be there, right? And then if we don't address the alarm going off and the situation is still there, the fire gets bigger, other alarms start going off, and if we just keep pushing them away, we're still sitting in the situation, becoming more and more dangerous because we have chosen to ignore the alarm, right? We have chosen to silence it, avoid it, ignore it, right? We could even run away out of the house, but still not call the fire department, right? We could just run away and totally ignore it. But our house is still burning down if we're looking at it or not, right? It's still, tragedy is happening because we haven't given it any attention. So that's how we could look at ruminating thoughts. Yes, they suck, and they do suck. They absolutely suck. And they are only meant to be a warning system. The reason they suck so hard is because they are meant to grab our attention. So what do we do when an alarm goes off? Ruminating thoughts. We pause and we investigate. Just like we did with the fire alarm. We pause and we say, let's assess this situation. Let's look at more evidence than what just the alarm is giving me. So the alarm, these ruminating thoughts are all looking at the negative. They have us spiraling into mind reading and fortune telling and black and white thinking and all these things, right? And so we're like, we're in this. But that's only the warning sign. So if we're looking into the warning sign for solutions, we're not going to find it. The fire alarm isn't going to tell us what caused the fire nor how to put it out. We don't know if we need to use a blanket, a fire extinguisher, water, call the fire department, take care of it. Like the alarm doesn't tell us any of those things. It just tells us, hey, wake up. Same thing with ruminating thoughts. Hey, wake up to this situation, and then assess the situation according to what you have control over, not what the alarm has control over, because the alarm has zero control, right? The ruminating thoughts are about things that you don't have control over, how much the rest of the world sucks, how you wish things were different, how things can be so much better if people would just listen to me, right? Like all of those things that you don't have any control over. Ruminating thoughts are an alarm, and they are asking you to pause and take a look at the whole situation. Gather more data, tangible, measurable data about the things that you have control over. The things that you have control over. Ruminating thoughts are an alarm for you to pause and take a look at what you have control over in the situation. And that is how you feel more in control of the situation. So guess what? Stress goes down. And B, it battles these, that's the pressing the button on the alarm. That's taking care of the actual fire so that the alarm stops going off. And so then guess what that means? Less ruminating thoughts, less stress. So in order to pull down all of that stress and anxiety, it's important for you to shift your focus. Stop focusing on I know it's loud and annoying and all of those things, but stop running from and ignoring that alarm and start using it as an alarm to shift your focus to the reality of the situation. What's actually in front of you? What do you have control over? What are some action steps you could take right now today, to take care of the issue that alarm is assessing? As always, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like me to talk about, and I will see you next Tuesday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.